Hello and welcome. Let's begin AWS IAM Service Learning Preparation for Cloud Certification Exam using flashcards. In this video, we are looking at AWS IAM flashcards that are with 100% must know questions. Let's go to the first question. What is AWS IAM? It's a service that helps you securely control access to all AWS resources is nothing but AWS IAM. Next question. What is an IAM user? IAM user is nothing but an entity that represents a person or a application accessing AWS. Next question. What is an IAM group? IAM group is a collection of IAM users. Policies apply to all users in that particular group. Next question. What is an IAM role? Answer is an identity with permissions that can be assumed by users, apps, or services. Let's move to next question. What is an IAM policy? A JSON document defining permissions to allow or deny certain actions. What are managed policies? Managed policies are nothing but predefined policies managed by AWS or created by customers. What is an inline policy? An inline policy is a policy embedded directly in a user, group, or a role. Can IAM users assume roles? Yes, if allowed by the trust policy and permissions. What is the purpose of identity and access management? To manage user identities and their permissions. How many IAM users can you create? Up to 5,000 per AWS account by default. Do you secure the root user? How do you secure the root user? By enabling MFA, use it sparingly, and create IAM users for daily tasks. What is MFA in IAM? Multi-factor authentication adds an extra layer of security, which is nothing but MFA. What is a permissions boundary? A policy that sets the maximum permissions an IAM role or user can have is a permissions boundary. What are IAM access keys? Long-term credentials for programming access. What are IAM roles commonly used for? Allowing EC2 or Lambda to access other AWS services. What is the IAM policy simulator? A tool to test and troubleshoot policies is IAM policy simulator. What is the default IAM user permission? No permissions until a newly created IAM user is granted a certain permissions. How can IAM roles be assumed? Via the AWS STS Assume Role API. What is a trust policy? Defines who can assume an IAM role. What is the maximum number of groups a user can belong to? 10 is the maximum groups a user can belong to. Can IAM roles be assigned to users? No. Roles are assumed, not assigned. What service is used to audit IAM activity? AWS Cloud Tail Service. Can you attach a policy to a service? No, only to users, groups, or roles. The policies can be attached. What are identity-based policies? Policies attached to IAM identities. What are resource-based policies? Policies attached directly to resources. What is IAM Access Analyzer? That helps identify resources shared with external entities. Can IAM be used across AWS regions? Yes, IAM is globally usable. What is policy versioning? Allows you to manage up to 5 versions of a managed policy. How do you delete an IAM user? Remove from groups, delete policies, then delete user. How many policies can be attached to a user? Up to 10 managed policies. What does least privilege mean? Granting only permissions needed to perform a task. What is an IAM credentials report? Lists all IAM users and the status of their credentials. How do users authenticate with IAM? Using passwords or access keys. What is an IAM service? Like linked role, a role linked directly to AWS service. Can you recover a deleted IAM user? No, deletion is permanent, it can't be recovered. How are IAM policies evaluated? By combining all applicable policies and evaluating allow or deny. Can IAM users have console and programmatic access? Yes, both can be enabled. What is the difference between IAM and AWS SSO? IAM manages individual users, wherein SSO manages access across AWS accounts. What is the default IAM password policy? No complexity rules by default. What is a role session name? A unique identifier for a role session. What is the max session duration for a role? Up to 12 hours. By default, it is 1 hour. Can you restrict access by IP address in IAM? Yes, using condition keys in a policy. Can IAM policies restrict by time? Yes, using condition elements. What happens when a policy explicitly denies access? Explicit deny allows, overrides allow. Can IAM be integrated with AD? Yes, using AWS Directory Service or SSO. How do you rotate access keys? Manually or via automation tools like AWS CLI. What are service control policies? Policies that are used in AWS organizations to manage permissions. What is the difference between customer managed and AWS managed policies? Customer managed policies are created by you, AWS managed or pre-made by AWS. What happens if a user has both allow and deny for an action? Deny takes precedence. What is a session policy? An inline policy passed when assuming a role. What is a policy ARN? The Amazon resource name for a specific policy. Can IAM manage permissions for a AWS Marketplace? Yes, IAM can control access to AWS Marketplace resources. That's all for the AWS IAM service. Thank you. Subscribe for more videos.